what are we going to cover in this course? So in this course, we're going to be dealing mainly, we're going to be learning front-end development. What is front-end web development? I'm going to talk a little bit more and explain front-end development later on in my presentation and the high-level overview. But basically, it's all about websites. Everything you see and everything that you interact with whenever you go on the web and you open up your web browser, your Chrome, your Firefox, your Edge web browser, all this thing that's front facing, all this thing that you actually see in front of your screen is front end. And when you develop and you create websites and applications for these websites, you are what we call front-end web developer. So this is where we're going to focus. We are going to be learning the three basic building blocks of front-end web development, which is HTML, computer language, CSS, another computer language, and then JavaScript, JS for short, which is a computer programming languages. Programming language. HTML and CSS are computer languages, but they're not considered programming languages. They do not have, like, let's say, logic in them, but they're really powerful. So front web development is all about how to turn the world upside down. A pattern here for like our WDX180 course. So first things first, and we have to be honest, it's going to be hard. Like, web development is a difficult topic, right? So there's no like easy road, but it's going to be fascinating. If one thing I can assure you about is that it's going to be fascinating. It's going to be challenging, but it's going to be fascinating, and I think you're really going to love it. So, and it's going to be rewarding in all kind of like aspects. As I mentioned earlier, it's not only about getting a high paid job, it's also that you're going to be enjoying and doing fun stuff and also challenging stuff. So just keep this in mind. We're going to have a hard road, but we're going to be working through this together. And an important thing, if it's when it feels hard, that's why I'm stating here this in the slides. It's hard. It's in itself. It's not about you not being able, like, not being smart enough, or I don't know, not being able or whatever. It's hard for everyone. So it feels hard because it is hard for everyone. So forget about, no, I'm not about web development, I'm not ready, I'm not capable. It's hard, and everyone has a hard time. So if you feel intimidated, it's because that's what it is. So let's prepare ourselves for some challenging times, but fascinating ones. So I think that the most fun part and also the most challenging is the wonderful world of JavaScript, the programming languages, which is the third language that I mentioned. It's an actual programming language, which means it's more challenging than HTML and CSS, but you can do almost anything you can imagine. So with JavaScript, we will learn one language, but there are infinite possibilities. This is probably the one language out there that has many applications and many ways to express yourself and do things. No other programming language, I would say, have such many like applications and capabilities. Some things you can build websites, you can build web applications. For example, right now we're using a web application called Google Meet, where we can meet each other and talk to each other and see video and audio. So that's the power of web development. We can build mobile apps for our smartphones. We can build desktop apps. If you like to create your own version of Word or Excel or Photoshop, or like a video editor, an audio editor, whatever, a game, you can do it with these three languages, and it can act and feel like a desktop application. Actually, VS Code, your code editor, is built with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So there's a desktop application built with web technologies, which is amazing. You can build, of course, games. You can work with audio, video, speech, music, animations, anything. It's really cool. And of course, graphics, two-dimensional graphics, three-dimensional graphics. Minecraft, you can build it. I don't know what other games. Fortnite, you can create your own like Fortnite game with these technologies. Machine learning and AI, we see a lot of like tools out there that use JavaScript to do machine learning and work with artificial intelligence. You can create command line tools, server applications. You can program smart TVs, drones, robots, Arduinos. These are some electrical devices, electronic devices, Internet of Things, operating systems. So the possibilities are endless, literally. With JavaScript, there's so many things that you can do. You will never get bored. And if you do get bored with one thing, you can always jump to another field if you like. So that's the cool thing about JavaScript. Um, a few things about the program. So it's we decided to go with to build like and develop a completely new program for web development. In the past, it was 6 months. We decided to go for a full 9 month course, roughly 180 days, because we wanted to give you to help you build all the skills that you need in order to be job ready after this amount of time. We split this program into three parts. So the beginner, we call it 60, around 60 days and 3 months. We just get introduced to these technologies: HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Get some basic understanding, build some applications, some websites. Then we switch to the next part, the intermediate, another 3 months, another like 60 days of diving even deeper, and then the advanced part of the course at the end. And then you go these 180, you feel this 180 days of working with these web development technologies. We recommend that you are available from Monday to Friday from 10 to 4 o'clock. So that's your kind of like daily, let's say, task and schedule. Of course, the more hours you put into this, the better. So if you can even work like in the evenings, in the afternoon, maybe at some point, when you have some extra free time, maybe even in the weekends, that's going to really help you and boost your productivity and your like engagement. So the more you put into it, the better. Just keep this in mind. But we start with some like minimum, let's say, hours and days that we suggest that you work on it. It's going to be hard. It's just like you enrolled in a university. So from now on and for the next 9 months, we expect you to say, whenever they ask you, what you're doing, I have enrolled in a school, and this is what I'm going to be doing for the next months, learning web development. How is this going to work? First of all, grab some notebooks, some pen and paper, because you're going to be keeping a lot of notes. We expect you to be writing notes and keeping notes. This is not only digital, so we expect for you to keeping notes. And from time to time, we will be asking you to share some of these notes. We want to have this analog space and an analog way, let's say, from you to like organize what you learn and the knowledge, and keep some questions, and then also draw some diagrams, or maybe keep notes of what you will be learning, and describing things in your own way. So from time to time, we will be asking you, can you share, like a page from your notebook to see, what you'll be, what notes are you keeping, what are some insights that you gained. So grab some notebook and lots of pens. So the website, the main website, the curriculum and the content will be available through this web address. We already shared this web address from on Slack. We're going to share it after the call. So this is the main website. This is like the a demo of the website. So you're going to be starting with, of course, the initial page. So where do I start? You have like the next steps: create some accounts, set up your system. Then, about communication, you've already on Slack, so I think we can get past this. And then you will, finish up the setting up and configuring things, and then you're going to be starting with like the syllabus here. So this is like a high level overview of the what we're going to cover. You want to start with week 1. We have split each week in like different days, and you want to focus on one particular day. Don't hastily move on to the next day. Please focus on your daily activities, and even if you finish, on time, or you feel that you're ready, just keep on practicing and keep focusing on on day one or day two or whatever day you're currently like studying. Don't skip on to the next day. It won't do any help to you, and you're just skipping some really really valuable like knowledge. So focus on the daily activities and the daily concepts. If you have some extra time and you feel you completed like the tasks, just go on and find some resources on that topic, and then learn a little bit more about the topic through some extra resources. It would be nice to put the link on the bookmark bar on the Chrome browser. You can just have this bookmark, so you can easily, quickly just click the button and start the day with visiting the website. Also, we recommend that if you use Chrome as your main like personal browser, it would be nice to create a new Chrome profile. So with Chrome, you can create like different profiles, and you can have like a personal profile to browse around, go on Facebook, I don't know, have fun, watch movies, whatever. You can also have a Chrome profile for studying. And we recommend you do this because we want, whenever you study and you start your day by going into the topics of the day, we don't want any distractions. We want a profile where you have just the website, the studying material, and all things that are only related to the daily topics. No Facebook open, no Instagram, no YouTube, no, I don't know. So maybe it will help you to create a Chrome profile specifically for your student, let's say, mode. The curriculum and the platform and the website is hosted on this repository, as it's called. Basically, there's a service called GitHub. It's a service by Microsoft, and all the content, everything that we built and everything that you see on the website is hosted and stored on this repository. This is the web address that you can go and visit. You will find some instructions on how you want to create a copy of this repository and download it on your machine. It's a free open source curriculum and a platform. It's community driven and it's constantly in development. We try to improve it. And that means that we need your direct, constant, honest feedback. So whenever there's something that doesn't make sense, something that's buggy, something that can be improved, something that's like way too challenging or maybe difficult to understand or doesn't work or whatever, please reach out to us. We really, really value your feedback, because this platform is going to be used by students all around the world and in upcoming cohorts. So you're also helping other students when you give us your feedback. So please, uh, let's be in touch. Let's stay in touch, and we want you we want you to be contributors to this project. Because it's always going to stay free and open source, and it's going to help other people learn. One thing that you really want to do, I hope this screen, you can see my screen. Let me see if I can. No, is that whenever you create a copy of this main repository, you'll have like a copy. Let's say you create a copy today, but later during the day or maybe later during the week, we will be still like developing and adding things and changing things and updating things on the main repository, on the original, let's say, repository, which means that your copy of this repository will be out of sync, will be a few steps behind. So what you want to do on a daily basis is go to your forked repository address. You will learn more of course, through the curriculum and through the content material. And you want to check this thing. So there will be like a message here stating that you are a few commits behind. You will learn more about what a commit is. The integration main, that's the main repository and the main original repository. So when you realize that you start your day and your repository is a little bit left behind, you want to go to this button which says sync, and you want to create to click this update branch. So this will take all the changes that we made, I don't know, during the afternoon, during the night, during the day before, to the original repository, and these changes will be moved onto your own copy. So your copy and our original repository, our original like platform, are in sync. They contain the same information. So we get to pass all the information and the updates to your copy. More on this later. Feel free to ask any questions. Abed says repository means folder. Yeah, basically repository is a geek term for a folder where we store all this information online. Thank you, Abed. Now, also more on this later, but just a few details. When you create a copy of this repository, of this folder, you will see that it contains a lot of files and a lot of folders inside it, so a lot of subfolders. Um, what it's important for you at this point is that the only folder that we expect you to change, to update on your own in this repository, in this copy of the repository, is the user folder. So inside this repository, you will find lots and lots of folders, and a folder called app, assets, curriculum, exercises. But there's a user folder that you're going to be updating a lot. You're going to be copying your exercises there. You're going to be copying a lot of like documents, and then you're going to be publishing these documents on your copy of the repository, so we can track your progress and we can check the websites that you build and the exercises that you solve. So just reminder that you probably only going to be changing this user slash folder. You should not change any other folder unless you are instructed to do so. Uh, we're going to go through this in detail in of course, the upcoming days. So this is a very challenging topic, as I mentioned. Pretty hard. We have to be honest, and also for the people that are going to be learning like part time, it's going to be very hard. But there's one very simple recipe for success, and we guarantee that you will succeed if you follow this recipe. And the recipe is very simple: don't quit. So if you don't quit and stick to these goals, you will eventually succeed. Sooner or later, this is just the only thing that is required from you. Like, dedicate yourself, commit yourself, be patient, and ask questions, but just stay there on this course. So if you don't quit, you will succeed. We guarantee. There's no special group of people that are ready to become web developers. It's all about commitment and hard work. Um, so let me move on. How are we going to manage? Now we're going into some very, very important parts of the process. So the first one is to avoid distractions. So just like in a school, when you start your day, Monday to Friday, 10 to 4, you just close everything that's not related to the course. No Facebook, no WhatsApp, no Instagram, no YouTube, no, I don't know, whatever, clocks running, news, I don't know, whatever. Have some really nice, relaxing music, probably to help you with studying, and close everything on your browser that's not related to the course. The only thing you want to see on your browser is the website for the course, the tabs that you open to read the material or run some exercise, but nothing that's not related to the course. That's a really, really good also ingredient to this recipe for success. Focus on the daily content and tasks. Don't skip ahead. Never do that. Just what is the things that I need to work during this day. My task is to learn about HTML. My task is to learn and focus on the basics of the internet. You can always go back. Like on day 3, you might probably go back to day 2 or day 1 to just remind yourself of some concepts, or reread something and remind yourself about something that you learned the previous days, so that they can help you with your card material. But never go forward. Never skip to the next day or the next week to see things, or try to learn things. Focus on what you need to learn and do on that particular day. This is very important. Now, we talk on this slide. I'm going to talk about the layers of help, of how we suggest and recommend that you reach out for help, which is very important. We cannot deal with this complexity and this challenging concept without helping each other. Okay, but you will always start by yourself, like doing whatever you can to solve a problem or learn about the concept on your own. So you have some challenging parts, some hard thing to learn. So first you have to struggle. Okay, this is important. You have to struggle a lot and say, okay, this is a hard concept. I'm not understanding some parts, or it's difficult for me. I will go and read it again. This is a hard exercise. I will try once, try twice, thrice, and so forth. So first you struggle and you try to solve things, and put all your effort and your energy to dealing with problems and solving problems and understanding things on your own. Now, if you get stuck, you don't have superpowers, you're not like Superman or Superwoman. So once you get stuck or you feel that you need help, you go to the next layer of help, which is the internet. So you go out there and you Google for, the concept that you're trying to learn, the problem you're trying to solve, and get some help, some support. Don't seek out for solutions. This is not going to help you. So seek for help. Okay, I'm trying to solve this problem. What is something that can help me? Maybe I can learn more about some technology I'm using, or some particular function or instructions or command. But don't seek out for, okay, how can I solve this? No, search for some parts that will help you solving the problem, or at least approaching the problem in some way. So don't search for solutions. I would recommend search for things that will help you get towards the solution. This is going to help you become a good software developer. Then go to your teammates. We already talked about these big groups. So go to your group and say, and ask a question. I'm on this topic, I'm on this module, I'm on this exercise, I'm struggling with this. What do you guys have to suggest? Like, I'm thinking that this works this way. Do you think this is correct? Or I tried this, what do you think? And it didn't work out, So go out to your group, to your team, because this will help you bond with your team, and then be able like to work on the group projects, and get the best results. So communicate with your team, support your team, because you will be answering questions also. Next layer, no, my team didn't find like a solution, to some challenge or a problem. Go to the general channel, ask everyone, okay, we're having this problem, or I'm having this problem, you know how can one help? You're still stuck, then you go to the instructors or your mentors. Then you reach out to me and other instructors or mentors that are available there. And the reason why we got this layering, help, is because this will help you become better. If you reach right from the start to your instructors, you're going to be skipping a lot of like really important process of learning, of struggling, of getting to like think as a software developer and as a problem solver, and also finding the tools that will help you learn and solve problems. So going straight to your instructor or mentor means that you're going to be losing a lot of like really really valuable skill set. And also, I have to know this, that when you are asking questions and you're trying to find some help by people that are on the same level with you, it's much better than seeking out to someone that's like a lot on much like let's say a higher level than you. Because as an instructor, for example, or as a mentor with many years of experience, for me and for us, it's kind of like difficult to feel or think how it is to be like on our first day learning HTML. So it's kind of like what we call the curse of knowledge. you know you get to know something and you get to experience something, and then after a while you forget how it feels not to know this thing. So it's going to be harder for us like to think like you, and kind of like feel like what it is to not know HTML or CSS or something. But someone that is on your own level, it's going to be it's going to be feeling like next to you and close to you. So you will be dealing with the same kind of like feeling of challenging and complex terms. So that's why we said, that you try to follow this kind of like layering help system. Of course, at all times, never, don't be afraid to ask. You will reach out to us, and we will help you. And of course, just go out there and ask, and also support each other. But this is very important to keep in mind, because it will uh, um, you will build, you build the skills that are required for this profession. Um, let's go to Slack quickly. So Slack is our main mode of communication. This is where we're going to be communicating, sharing anything. I think you're going to love it. Is a great tool. Don't forget to update your status while you're on Slack. It's very important for you to update and keep track of your status. So there are different things that you can set your status to, like away, online, in a meeting. So if, for example, you go on a meeting with one of your colleagues or your classmates, and you think that you're going to be spending 1 hour like coding together something, just put something like in a meeting, so we don't bother you, and let other people know that for now you're just going to be doing something, and you don't want to get interrupted. So keep track of your status and update when you're offline, when you're working, or when you're doing something, just so that we know, and your classmates know that you're available. They can reach out to you, or they won't be bothering you. Or maybe they will be sending you a message, and they will know that you're not available, so you will be able to respond, the next day, let's say. They won't be expecting an answer on that time. On Slack, under its channel, on the top left, we have this pinned icon, where we are going to pin this resources. So right now we have just a link on where you're going to learn more about Slack. We have some of the volunteers and the instructors right here. We're going to be updating this pinned resources section. So going to be adding some more useful links and resources. So whenever you're trying to find something that you will be using a lot, just tell us, can you pin that? Can you put that on the pinned resources? So you have one place where you can find some useful and resources that you use on a daily basis. So that's one place where you can check for some helpful tools or resources, or quick access to links. This is found on Slack, on your Slack channel. Next steps. So you will follow the setup guide, and you will be forking the repo. You will learn more about through visiting the website, and then going through the instructions there. We'll also have this Slido Q&A tool, so you can post your questions. So the next thing would be to fork the repository. So create a copy of that folder. As Abed mentioned, the repository is just a folder, so you create a copy under your account, and then you are going to send us your GitHub username, so we can check that you have the copy. And don't forget, we've got your back. Don't hesitate to ask for help. We're here to support you, and welcome to the course. So that's the end of this presentation. Let me know if there are any questions.